Russia is the country where men are literally worth their weight in gold, and women face a demographic reality that has created one of the most dramatic gender imbalances in the world. The numbers are stunning and reveal a situation that few people know about outside of the world's largest country. According to official data from Russia's Federal State Statistics Service, the country has 146 million people. But the gender breakdown reveals a shocking reality. There are only about 85.9 men for every 100 women. This means that in Russia, there are approximately 78.8 million women compared to just 68.1 million men. This extraordinary ratio means that Russian women make up 54% of the total population, while men account for only 46%. In absolute numbers, we're talking about more than 10 million extra women who do not have a mathematically available male counterpart. The causes of this imbalance are numerous and historical. Male life expectancy in Russia is dramatically lower. Men live on average 66.5 years, while women reach 76.9 years. This gap of more than 10 years is one of the largest in the developed world. Factors contributing to this high male mortality include alcoholism, smoking, traffic accidents, violence, and cardiovascular disease. Furthermore, the historical impact of World War II, where Russia lost over 25 million people, mostly young men, is still reflected in today's generations. This demographic reality creates a unique social dynamic. Russian women, especially after the age of 30, face intense competition to find a stable partner. According to local statistics, the difference becomes dramatically more pronounced with age. Among people over 70, there are 2,377 women for every 1,000 men. Before we continue, a quick heads up. YouTube has been removing subscriptions without notice. Check now to make sure you're still subscribed and hit that like button. It strengthens the channel and guarantees you'll get our next reports. And of course, drop a comment below. Your opinion is important. Russian women have developed distinctive characteristics because of this reality. They are highly educated, culturally refined, and deeply value family stability. 72% of civil servants are women, and in municipal bodies, this percentage reaches 76%. This scarcity of men has created a cultural phenomenon where available men, especially those with economic and emotional stability, are literally valued like gold. Russian women actively seek serious, long-lasting relationships, which makes them particularly receptive to foreign men who demonstrate sincerity and commitment. But to fully understand why this situation persists and how it affects daily life, we need to discover what it's really like to live in Russia. The cost of living, professional opportunities, and quality of life in this country create a context that makes this demographic reality even more fascinating and full of unique possibilities. To grasp the scale of Russia's demographic phenomenon, we must delve into the historical and geographical context that has shaped this unique reality. Russia, with its more than 17 million square kilometers, over 6.5 million square miles, is the largest country in the world. But its vastness stands in stark contrast to its population density of just 8.4 inhabitants per square kilometer. The Russian demographic tragedy began long before contemporary events. During World War I, the Russian Revolution, the Stalinist purges, and especially World War II, Russia lost entire generations of young men. In World War II alone, over 25 million people lost their lives, the majority being men of reproductive age, between 18 and 40. These historical events created a demographic pattern that has lasted for decades. The 1897 census already showed a slight female majority with 33.8 million women to 32.1 million men. The wars of the 20th century massively amplified this trend to the numbers we see today. Russia's economic system, based mainly on the extraction of natural resources like oil and natural gas, has traditionally created jobs that favor men in sectors like mining, construction, and heavy industry. Paradoxically, many of these jobs involve high risks and difficult working conditions that directly contribute to the lower male life expectancy. Russia's major cities show specific but consistent demographic patterns. Moscow, with approximately 12 million inhabitants, and St. Petersburg, with over 5 million, are home to a large portion of the country's educated female population. These metropolises continuously attract young women from all over Russia in search of better educational and professional opportunities. The extreme Russian climate also influences social and demographic patterns. Winters that can last up to 6 months, with temperatures often dropping far below freezing for long periods, affect both health and socialization patterns. During these long winters, social life necessarily centers on indoor spaces, creating particular dynamics for people to meet. Russia's transportation infrastructure is unique due to the enormous distances. The Trans-Siberian Railway, the longest railway line in the world at over 9,000 kilometers, 5,600 miles, connects Moscow to Vladivostok in a journey that takes about a full week of continuous travel. Regional cultural differences also influence the characteristics of Russian women. The southern regions maintain more conservative traditions, where women especially value family commitment. Siberian cities have developed cultures of resilience, where women appreciate men capable of facing challenges and building stability. The Russian federal structure, organized into 85 regions, shows demographic variations, but the fundamental pattern remains: more women than men across all age groups. This consistency means that opportunities are not geographically limited, but extend throughout the entire country. This complex combination of historical, geographical, economic, and climatic factors has created a context where the shortage of men is not just a statistic, but a social reality that completely permeates the structure of Russian society and creates unique opportunities for foreigners who understand this dynamic. Living in Russia presents a surprisingly affordable economic reality that significantly contrasts with Western perceptions of the country. According to updated data from 2024, the Russian cost of living is considerably lower than in most European countries, creating unique economic opportunities for foreigners who understand the local dynamics. Note: all prices are converted from euros to US dollars at an approximate rate for comparison. The average national salary in Russia, according to 2024 data, is around $730 a month, though this figure varies enormously by region and profession. In large companies, pay can reach over $1,000, while specialized professionals like tech developers earn between $880 and $1,320 a month. Housing costs reveal the remarkable affordability of the Russian market by international standards. In Moscow, an 85 square meter apartment, about 900 square feet, in a prime area, costs around $1,540 a month, while in mid-range areas, the price is about $880. In cities like Novosibirsk or Yekaterinburg, comparable apartments cost between $330 and $550 a month. Russian public transport stands out for its incredible efficiency and affordability. A single ride on city systems costs about 75 cents, while a full monthly pass for the metro, buses and trams costs just $35. This accessibility allows for complete urban mobility without putting a significant dent in any family budget. Basic food costs, based on current prices, are hugely favorable to residents earning in foreign currencies. A lunch at an elegant spot can cost up to $8, while fast food is about $5.50. A dinner for two at a mid-range restaurant ranges between $44 and $55. Regional differences in living costs are particularly notable and strategic. While Moscow has prices similar to major European cities, cities like Tyumen, Krasnodar, and Kazan have significantly lower costs. This variation allows for finding extremely favorable economic niches depending on specific goals. The job market for foreign professionals offers specific opportunities in certain sectors. Fields like foreign language teaching, IT, specialized engineering, and consulting services actively seek international professionals. Multinational companies in Russia frequently offer competitive salary packages for expat employees. The Russian healthcare system combines universal public care with remarkably affordable private options. While the quality of public care can vary, the private sector offers high-quality medical services at prices considerably lower than Western European standards. A comprehensive private health insurance plan costs about $110 a month. Basic utilities, including electricity, central heating, and water, are modest expenses according to 2024 data. For a standard 900 square feet apartment, these services cost about $165 a month. Central heating, an absolute essential during the long Russian winters, is heavily subsidized by the government. Opportunities for foreigners multiply in specific cities. University towns like Tomsk and Irkutsk seek foreign language teachers and researchers. Industrial centers like Yekaterinburg need specialized engineers and technicians. Regions with resource extraction industries offer exceptional compensation for qualified professionals. This favorable combination of affordable costs, competitive salaries in specialized sectors, and high-quality basic services creates a particularly attractive economic environment, especially for foreigners with income in strong currencies or specific professional skills highly valued in the contemporary Russian job market. The cultural and social experience of living in Russia completely transcends the expectations of most foreigners, offering a deep immersion into one of the richest and most complex civilizations in the contemporary world. Russian culture combines ancient traditions with modern innovations, creating a unique environment for those seeking authentic experiences and meaningful relationships. The famous Russian winter, far from being a social limitation, positively defines much of the country's cultural experience. During the cold months, which can last up to 6 consecutive months, indoor cultural activities flourish, including full seasons of dramatic theater, world-class opera, classical ballet, and symphony music concerts that rival any European cultural capital. Russian theaters maintain globally recognized standards of excellence. The Bolshoi Theater in Moscow and the Mariinsky in St. Petersburg present seasons that attract specialized international audiences. Tickets, which are extraordinarily affordable compared to equivalent Western venues, allow regular access to world-class performances for prices ranging from $22 to $66. Russian museums house some of the most important and valuable art collections in the entire world. The Hermitage in St. Petersburg, with over 3 million documented works, competes directly with institutions like the Louvre in Paris. Access to these extraordinary collections for a modest price represents a cultural opportunity that is absolutely unparalleled internationally. Russian cuisine has undergone a remarkable culinary revolution in the last 2 decades. While maintaining iconic traditional dishes like borscht, blini, caviar, and beef stroganoff, major cities have developed sophisticated gastronomic scenes that incorporate diverse international influences. High-end restaurants offer culinary experiences comparable to the best European capitals at significantly lower prices. Russian women have developed distinctive cultural characteristics that differentiate them significantly from Western women. They are highly educated, with over 80% completing higher studies. Culturally, they deeply value the arts, literature, and classical music, which creates natural opportunities for connection for foreigners with refined interests. Russian cultural traditions explicitly favor serious, long-term committed relationships. The local culture deeply values marriage, family stability, and lasting commitment, which stands in stark contrast to the more casual trends prevalent in many contemporary Western societies. This cultural alignment greatly benefits men who are seeking genuinely meaningful relationships. Seasonal activities mark distinctive and memorable rhythms of Russian social life. The summer, though relatively short, is intensely celebrated with outdoor festivals, recreational activities at traditional dachas, and the world-famous White Nights of St. Petersburg, when the sun barely sets during the magical nights of June and July, creating a unique atmosphere for romance. Traditional Russian hospitality, once initial connections are made, is truly legendary. Russians tend to be naturally reserved with strangers, but become extraordinarily generous and loyal to people they consider genuine friends. This cultural trait requires patience at first, but rewards abundantly with authentic and deeply meaningful relationships. Cultural centers and universities spread across cities like Moscow, St. Petersburg, Novosibirsk, and Kazan organize regular events that facilitate natural encounters between foreigners and educated local women. These events include art exhibitions, literary conferences, and cultural festivals that provide appropriate contexts for establishing connections based on genuine shared interests. This cultural richness, combined with the favorable demographic reality, creates an extraordinarily conducive social environment for foreigners who understand and respect local traditions while seeking to establish authentic, lasting relationships with highly educated Russian women. Russia represents a completely unique opportunity on the current world stage. A country where demographics, economy, and culture align perfectly to create exceptional conditions that very few foreigners fully understand or take advantage of. The strategic combination of these factors generates extraordinary possibilities that go far beyond superficial perceptions about the world's largest country. The demographic numbers present an indisputable reality that creates unique social opportunities. With 85.9 men for every 100 women, Russia faces an imbalance that progressively intensifies with age, especially after 30. This means that Russian women genuinely seek stable relationships with men who demonstrate seriousness, commitment, and a vision for a shared future. The country's economic accessibility significantly amplifies these social opportunities. With average salaries around $730 a month, but living costs that allow for a European standard of living for $300 to $500 a month, foreigners with modest incomes in Western currencies can maintain considerably high standards of living. This substantial economic advantage, combined with the relative scarcity of men, creates an extremely favorable social dynamic. The Russian job market offers specific professional opportunities for foreigners with the right qualifications. Sectors like language teaching, IT, specialized engineering and consulting services actively seek international professionals. Cities like Moscow, St. Petersburg, Novosibirsk, and Yekaterinburg offer professional ecosystems that allow for career development while establishing meaningful social connections. Russia's cultural infrastructure provides an extraordinarily rich social environment for meeting women with exceptional characteristics. Theaters, museums, universities, and diverse cultural events create natural opportunities for socializing with highly educated women who share refined interests. This infrastructure facilitates connections based on real, lasting compatibility rather than superficial encounters. The distinctive characteristics of Russian women make them exceptional partners for men who appreciate substance and depth. Their extraordinary educational level, appreciation for culture, respect for family traditions, and genuine search for stability stand in stark contrast to more superficial trends in other societies. These traits create opportunities for genuinely enriching relationships. The Russian seasons set unique rhythms of life that naturally favor the development of deep, meaningful relationships. The long winters encourage shared indoor activities that deepen interpersonal bonds, while the intense but brief summers create opportunities for memorable and transformative experiences. This seasonal rhythm naturally deepens the connections between people who share these cyclical experiences. The international connectivity of major Russian cities facilitates both business activities and maintaining family ties with home countries. Moscow and St. Petersburg have direct flights to over 100 international destinations, allowing complete flexibility for those who need to travel for work or stay connected with family. The Russian education system continues to attract international students with high-quality academic programs at extraordinarily accessible costs compared to equivalent Western institutions. For foreigners considering settling in the country, obtaining a formal Russian education can provide valuable credentials and networking opportunities that significantly ease professional and social integration. Specific incentives for foreigners include government programs that facilitate obtaining residency, investment opportunities, and establishing businesses. These policies aim to attract international talent and diversify the economic base, creating clear legal pathways for permanent settlement. Russia convincingly demonstrates that exceptional places still exist where demographic, economic, and cultural factors combine to create truly outstanding opportunities. The relative scarcity of men, combined with highly educated women, extraordinarily accessible living costs, and incomparable cultural richness, creates conditions that greatly favor foreigners who genuinely understand and respect the local culture. This unique convergence of factors makes Russia not just a destination, but a comprehensive life opportunity where favorable demographics blend harmoniously with deeply enriching cultural experiences and advantageous economic possibilities in a way that very few countries in the world can comparably offer today. But this isn't all you need to know about countries with fascinating demographics. In our next video, we're going to discover the secrets of Ukraine, where the current situation has created even more surprising social dynamics. Don't miss this reveal that will completely change your perspective on opportunities in Eastern Europe. Which of these aspects of the Russian reality surprised you the most? Let us know your opinion in the comments and tell us if you would consider this fascinating country as your next life destination.